Hello, I'm Olajola, and I promise I'm a singer-songwriter and lots of other things as the need arises. This is my first video in over a year, and I imagined it was going to be a song cover or something about original music, and alas, it's not the case. And it's not for a lack of trying, because I have been working on that, and I am positive that we'll have something on that front soon enough. Today I'm going to be sharing on an interest that I kind of picked up sometime last year, and I will share my thoughts, pretty much pageantry. In this video, I will be making a wrap of sorts about my favorite pageant delegates from Nigeria who represented us on the international stage, also 2025. This particular video is for the girls. I might be working on one for the guys as well. We'll see. So of course it makes sense to ask, why pageantry? I have always been about the beautiful things, pretty things, shiny things, colorful things, things that make living exciting and like something to look forward to. I mean, there's so much gloom and darkness in the world, and I think I'm just so grateful to God that He thought to include beautiful things, colorful things, include music, beauty, warmth, things to warm our hearts, things to excite us, things to make us feel good, despite the things we have to battle with and confront simply by existing. So for me, I think pageantry is pretty much a celebration of beauty, but it adds like a new layer of perspective to it, in that it's trying to sell you the idea that beauty can also come with brains. I mean, since they have Q&A segments, they have interviews there, it's also selling you the idea that people who are beautiful can also be passionate about impact with their advocacies that cut across different sectors: education, healthcare, housing, youth empowerment, and the like. And it also kind of platforms the idea of dedication, diligence, and hard work over the course of months and years, because these delegates like put in a lot of effort, put in a lot of time, preparation, and practice to ensuring that they represent their countries to the best of their abilities. So I picked an interest off of the Chidimma essay Nigeria debacle, because I was so irritated at how we as humans can be so committed to misunderstanding people even in the face of facts. So she almost immediately earned my support, and it was so beautiful to watch how her story unfolded. Also, somewhere in my past, somewhere in my like junior secondary school days, I might have, alongside one of my closest friends at the time, single-handedly picked a young lady from a junior class to mentor towards the school pageant. Like, I didn't even know what the word was or what the idea was. I just knew, oh, this person was promising and had what it took, in my opinion, to do well in the school pageant, and like I wanted to support and help. So there you have it. A disclaimer: this is not an exhaustive list. It contains a few delegates who I paid some extra attention to their journey from the national levels to the international levels. There are other delegates who represented Nigeria in different other pageants across the world, also 2025. And I also would like to say that I acknowledge that it was hard work what these women did representing the country, and they showed up and showed out to the best of their abilities. And these are just my opinions. Thank you. 2025 has been quite the year on the pageant scene for Nigerian delegates, because our delegates have gone on to put up solid fights on the international front, and we had very minimal placements, which has been sad. But I mean, we keep doing what we know how to do best as Nigerians, which is keep shining, keep moving, keep pressing on. So for balance, I will be highlighting what I appreciate about how these delegates moved to place Nigeria at the top at these international competitions they represented us at. I will also mention for some of them what I feel was the reason why they didn't place as highly as they probably should have, and just giving my own opinion or my view in no particular order, but just as it seems right. First delegate I will be talking about is Mojisola Joy Raimi. She was crowned Miss World Nigeria 2025 in April and was billed to represent the country in May of the same year. From her entry video, it was clear that this delegate was going to stand out all through the competition. I mean, she went the pigeon route, and of course when she won, I wouldn't say I was shocked, considering also the fact that she had represented the country before at Miss Intercontinental, I think in 2022, where she finished as second runner-up. However, there were whispers about maybe favoritism, considering the fact that, oh, she had experience, so maybe the organization decided to choose her for the best shot at the crown. Crowned in April to represent the country in May, I think she did a really good job. She presented an intentional wardrobe start to finish. I mean, her sashing ceremony outfit was one for the book. People had a lot of positive comments about the rest of her wardrobe start to finish in the competition, and she put up a really good fight, showing that she did the work to practice, to rehearse, to sharpen and fine tune, even within that 1 month, about a month space. She ranked in multiple mini challenges, including the head to head, talent showcase, and sports. And I think this display of great ability and skill might have contributed to how her journey ended. She closed out with a solid top 20 finish, top 5 finish for the African continent, continuing our placement streak and giving us, I think, our fourth placement in the competition at all. Left to me, I think she did a really good job. Whether or not she could have placed higher or won the crown was a matter of what the organization wanted or was looking for, but I think it was a really good outing. The next delegate on my list is Onyinyechi Basil, Miss Universe Nigeria. She had her work cut out for her from the get-go, being the successor of the incumbent first runner-up at the international competition, Chidimma Adetshina, and seeing as the competition was already predicted to be a bloodbath, many countries were crowning their top contenders, people who had fierce star power, impeccable style, had top tier performance skills, everything that you'd expect a winner to have. So it was clear that every country that wanted a shot at the crown had to send a delegate that would rank, unless you wanted your delegate to be drowned in the noise and drama around these top contenders. But she won the nationals, and deservedly so, in my opinion. I mean, considering how she delivered in the Q&A section, and I mean the noise and the uproar about whether she was going to do well on the international stage or not. Yet she got down to work, improved her catwalk, built a stellar wardrobe, started building media buzz leading into the competition, and even in the competition. Left to me, I think she did a healthy job representing the country. Every time she showed up, she was able to deliver. Sadly, she was unable to place and continue the streak that Chidimma started. Why she didn't place at all, I think it was just such a competitive year, as there were some other people who did stunning as well who didn't place. And there's also the issue of the alleged rigging, because left to me, she gave one of the standout performances from the African delegates. The next delegate on my list is Joy Omachonu, Miss Grand Nigeria 2025, another controversial win. The comment sessions were rife with, oh, we're going to clap, we're still going to clap, no placement for Nigeria this year. But I think she took the feedback to heart and ran with it, because it was clear that she went the extra mile. The difference from her performance on the nationals and what she did on the national stage was, the difference was stark. Catwalk, styling, social media, she put in the work. The effort was showing, and I rate that so much, whether or not she did place, because she did not place. As to why she didn't place, I think it was such a competitive year. I mean, even some fan favorites failed to make the cut as well. And then honestly, she wasn't always on top form in certain aspects. However, she had some really good moments like her national costume and her swimsuit performances. I think she really did good on those. But her communication skills left something to desire. It appeared like that was one of the few aspects of her training that might have been overlooked. Every time she was approached for an interview by the media, and even during the closed door interview, it read like she didn't know what to say to sell herself or her country, even though I feel like she probably did, but the nerves got the better of her. Regardless, I think she put up a really good fight to the best of her abilities. The next delegate on my list is Divine Ikemini Nelson, Miss Earth Nigeria 2025. From the first time I saw photos of the delegates, like, she stood out. So when she won, naturally there was no controversy, because everyone could see the material, and it looked like we stood a better chance at beating our top 12 finish of the previous year. Divine had healthy styling, healthy performances, a great personality, easy on the eyes, easy on the ears. She won a lot of hearts, and I mean, she also won, I think, one of the mini competitions or mini challenges. However, all those were not enough for her to place. And as to why that happened, we can also say it was a competitive batch. But considering that Miss Ghana, who was bagging prizes here and there, also didn't make the cut, kind of looks shady. It's safe to say it was a matter of what the organization was looking for, as is always the case. And as much as I would have wanted better for her, with the calls for her to return to the pageant scene, maybe on another platform, I would really hope to see that she fine-tunes everything and like even takes it to another level, because yes, she's incredibly eloquent, as I said, easy on the ears. However, it almost feels like there's a little more work to be done on the substance and storytelling aspects of the communication skills. And I feel like if she's able to have that locked in as well, they will need to hide every mic in the world from her because she'll be unstoppable. So the next delegate on my list is Paula Ezendu, Miss Supranational 2025. She was crowned on the same night that Chidimma Adetshina was crowned, and she stunned at the nationals. So it was not shocking that she was able to land one of the crowns and one of the bills to represent the country internationally. She was also defending a placement by her predecessor, Sekra Okundai, who made the first cut in the previous edition. Based on the quality of her performance at the nationals, the kind of material she was, I mean, she had style, great performance skills, very eloquent, excellent communication skills, and then the time she had to prepare, expectations were high. And I would like to think that she did her best. She shone on the international stage. Her life of the party, energy and vibe cost through. She was able to sell herself as a potential representative for the organization. She had some high points in the competition as well, doing well in super chat. Her sashing ceremony outfit was also a viral sensation, viral moment in the pageant community. However, she was unable to place, and seeing as there were only 2 African delegates who made the first cut, conversations started to rise about the unfairness of some of these pageants with respect to how they treat African delegates. Right as it may be to look at it like that, I think she might not have been as supported as she needed to be to give her best on the international stage representing Nigeria, and she might have alluded to that with things said in some cryptic posts and IG lives here and there. And while she showed up with such a powerful work and beautiful performance, I think her styling might not have always been at the cutting edge, and this might have been the loophole that was exploited to exclude her, or she just might not have been what the organization was looking for. My final and favorite of the batch has to be Tofumi Adekola, Miss Cosmo, who is presently representing the country in Vietnam for Miss Cosmo 2025. I think Tofumi appears to be one of the more well-rounded delegates Nigeria has sent out during the course of the year. There are hardly any complaints on note because she appears to know what she's doing. Her styling from day one has been intentional. Her speaking skills, performance skills, clean, excellent, wonderful. Something else I think she has managed to hack is the fan vote aspect. For the women, apart from Chidimma, she has been one of the few delegates who has been able to hold it down for Nigeria in the polls. We can only hope the competition ends favorably for her, and that concludes my list. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to me yap over the last few minutes. Please do share your thoughts with me in the comment section, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. See you soon.